Hey guys, how's it going? It's Bobby Kryptonite here, and welcome to another Bobby K Bikes video. Today I'm going to be cleaning the 1974 Rally 20, Rally 20 Shopper that is. I'm sometimes reluctant to call it a Rally Shopper because shoppers sound so similar to choppers, so whenever you tell people you've got a Rally Shopper, they mishear it as chopper and it generates a lot of confusion. But yeah, I've been riding around the duck ponds lately, which is why it's pretty muddy. We've even got bits of grass all stuck up in there, and it's in need of a good clean. And I'm planning on, like I said in the last video, I'm planning a ground up rebuild on this bike, and before embarking on any rebuilds, a good clean is a great idea because it lets you know what's wrong with the bike, sort of what's rust, what's dirt, and what not, and a clean bike is a happy bike. So, what else? Oh, I meant to say this is August 1974, so in just a couple of months it'll be this bike's 40th birthday. So I also thought it would be nice to have this bike fully rebuilt back on the road for her 40th birthday. Yes, I've touched up some rusty patches on the mudguard with Hammerite primer, which doesn't look amazing, but I just thought rather than have it rust up further. So, continuing our walk around, it's got a dyno hub on the rear and nice big brake blocks, and it does have its hockey stick chain guard somewhere, but it tore a few years ago and I got it welded, and I've not quite yet got around to actually refitting it, so that'll happen soon. And what else? We've got a nice mirror lamp at the front. The electrics aren't working on this bike, so that's another thing that needs to be done in this rebuild. It has a beautiful bell. Listen to this ring. Oh, let me just take my finger off it. It's got a very nice ring. It's got the twist grip. I rebuilt the twist grip last year, so that shouldn't need much attention. We'll maybe just take it apart again for good measure. There's always been something up with this mudguard bracket because the mudguard has way too much play in it, and when you're riding along a bumpy road it rattles like no one's business, so, and it also goes up and down, so that needs to be done. So and we've got R nuts, and when I was about 12 years old I fitted these bullet dust caps to it. And yeah, what else is there really to talk about? It's got quick releases on the handlebars and the seat post. R nuts even on the cotter pins. Got a couple of smashed in pedal reflectors, but otherwise alright, and that crank's always looked somewhat bent to me, but it doesn't really impair its use as a bike. So, that's the walk around complete. Now, let the cleaning begin. I'm going to start by just spraying muck off generally on the bike, and I've got the muck off brush kit as well, and that should let us get the bike nice and clean. It worked wonders on my grifter, so here's hoping we can produce similar results with this bike. I even went over the chain on the grifter, and then once I'd brushed it, I hosed it down, dried it off nicely to stop it rusting up, and then put some WD-40 on the chain, worked it around a bit, and then added some oil, so it's been well looked after. And there we go, that's some muck off added. Now, as it says on the instructions, we just leave it for a few minutes and begin the brushing. Okay guys, so I took the shopper round to the tap and sprayed it with the hose and scrubbed the tyres with the deck scrubber brush, and the tyres have come up really nicely. I've sprayed some muck off on the frame forks and mud guards, and they've cleaned up quite nicely as well. And it's actually proven quite good for cleaning up sort of tired 40-something-year-olds plastic, because all the time that we had the bike there was lots and lots of dirt right in there by this rather cool shaped lens. There was lots of dirt in around here, and just the muck off and the right brushes just brought it right out, and it's now looking a lot smarter. The hub's smartened up quite nicely, and so is the chain, and the bike's looking good and clean, and now I can assess it. It looks in very nice condition, in better condition than I remember it being. But I'm still planning this rebuild, so I think tomorrow I'm going to start by repacking the front hub, fresh grease in there, and then whenever I get the chance I'll probably rebuild the brake calipers, repack the bearings in the steering, and rebuild the brakes, repack the bearings in the cranks, and then once I've got a bit of experience I'll repack the rear hub. Now I've recently bought a spare dyno hub to play around with and to practice hub rebuilds on, just so that it doesn't matter quite so much if I get it completely wrong, because it's not actually on a bike that I like to use. And also the electrics, I'll figure out the lights and the wiring and clean all that up. So hopefully we'll have this bike running like a brand new bike sometime soon. And here it is, just next to the Grifter, just for comparison. I cleaned the Grifter up earlier and I think they're both looking very nice. I think one of tomorrow's jobs that I'll do is repaint the mudguards, as I asked around on the Grifter forums what's the correct type of paint for the mudguards, and it's to be satin black, and as it turns out I do have a can of satin black in the garage, so tomorrow I think I'll take the mudguards off and respray them, so we'll have the Grifter smartened up. Anyway, this is Bobby Kryptonite. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ta, bye.